Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to jump into a platform that's all about one of the oldest quests we have as humans, the journey of self-discovery. We are talking about the Spiritual Seek, a pretty cool modern resource that's designed to help you, well, map out your own inner world.
And this right here, this is really the core idea behind the whole platform. This powerful ancient saying, know thyself. It was famously carved into the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, and it's a call to look inward that's been echoing for centuries. It's the guiding light for everything we're about to check out. So what exactly is the Spiritual Seek? Well, you can think of it as a modern-day sanctuary where ancient ideas and wisdom get paired up with the tools of psychology. The whole point is to guide anyone who's on that path of personal growth. Doesn't matter if you're just starting out or you're already deep into your journey.
All right, so let's get into our first section, which is all about that central theme, the quest to know thyself.
And it's a feeling we all have, right? You want to start that journey inward, but it just feels so huge, so overwhelming. Where do you even start? Well, the Spiritual Seeker tries to tackle that exact problem by giving you some actual, structured pathways to begin your exploration.
So here's how they break it down. The platform gives you two different but totally complementary paths. On one hand, you've got spirituality-focused tools that help you explore things like your soul, your consciousness, your deeper purpose. And on the other hand, you have psychology-focused tests that map out your personality and intelligence using really established frameworks. It's a fantastic blend of the transcendent and the, tangible.
Okay, so let's dive into that first path, the tools they've built to help you map your inner spiritual world.
So on the spiritual side, you've got this incredible range of tools. Some are pretty grounded, like a test that actually measures your level of consciousness on a point scale. Others are there to help you figure out where you are on the path of spiritual awakening. And then some, well, they get a little more out there, exploring really cool ideas like whether your soul has cosmic origins or even connections to past lives. The whole idea is that the variety is there to meet you, wherever you happen to be on your journey. And just to give you a sense of how detailed this can get, their spiritual gifts test doesn't just give you some vague answer. No, it helps you identify your potential from a list of 17 distinct talents, everything from empathy and wisdom to leadership and creativity.
Now this is where things get really unique. It's their quiz of inner liberation. See, this isn't your typical personality quiz. It's a challenge, and it's inspired by the Hindu concept of moksha, or the soul's liberation. First, you have to identify 14 different stages of consciousness. Then, and this is the hard part, you have to arrange them in the correct order. Getting it right is meant to symbolize that exact journey toward awakening.
Okay, let's switch gears and pivot over to the psychological side of things, the tools they have for understanding the mechanics of your mind. So this path uses more familiar, but still incredibly powerful psychological frameworks. You can dive into your core motivations with an Enneagram test that even gives you wing analysis. You can measure your empathy and social skills with an emotional intelligence test. You can even get an IQ estimate based on your logic skills. It's all about building a really complete, well-rounded psychological profile.
And their big one, the Great Personality Test. I mean, it really does live up to the name. This thing builds an incredibly detailed profile of you by looking at you across 16 major personality traits. We're talking everything from sociability to rationality to perfectionism.
But here's the really clever part. The thing that makes the Great Personality Test stand out is this self-calibration feature. What that means is it's not just a one-and-done quiz. The platform says the test actually adapts and gets more accurate the more you use it. So it's refining your results over time. How cool is that?
But hey, self-discovery isn't always this super serious, solemn process. This next part shows how the platform mixes in challenges, a bit of fun, and some, let's just say, very direct insights. Because, let's be real, sometimes growth needs a little shakeup, right? You need to be pushed out of your comfort zone. And this platform totally gets that, offering some experiences that are specifically designed to do just that.
And you just have to love this. This is the actual description for their psychologically unhinged scanner. What a description. It's a total shift in tone from the other more serene tests. This thing isn't meant to soothe you. It's designed to challenge you and kind of reflect your own inner chaos in what they call delightful madness.
And the challenges are really diverse. You've got the impossible quiz, this crazy hard logic puzzle that only 1 in 100 people pass. There's a fun legend or lie quiz to test how sharp you are. But then it gets really deep, really introspective, with the spiritual bypassing assessment. And that's a tough one. It's about that tendency to use spiritual ideas to avoid dealing with your actual emotions or problems. The quiz asks that hard question: is your spirituality a tool for growth, or is it a shield?
And the best part? All of this isn't just stuck on a website. It's all packed into the Spiritual Personality Tests app for both iOS and Android. And having that whole library right on your phone is really the key to turning self-discovery from, a one-time thing into an ongoing practice.
And that pretty much brings us to the end of our little tour. The platform lays out these 2 big roads for you, the spiritual and the psychological, and it throws in a few wild detours just for fun. It gives you the map, but at the end of the day, the journey is all yours to take. So the question it leaves you with is honestly the perfect one to end on. Which path are you going to explore first?